Welcome to episode 4 of the GetSum podcast, where we go through all things Dud Dynasty. And this week, we got a big one. We got the playoffs coming up in officially 3 days. We are getting real close. It is almost football playoff time. And a lot of people are happy, and a lot of people, like me, eh, I just want the playoffs to be over, and I just want to get to the draft. I'm like a Browns fan every year. We just want the draft to happen immediately. But that's about it. Yep, let's get into the tank bowl. Yeah, 155 points for Tuggers. Yeah, they haven't done that all year. Of course, they do that in the one game that they shouldn't be doing that, but hey, whatever. Justin Herbert didn't have a great game, but Gibbs was Gibbs. Jacobs was solid. Flowers was great. BTJ even had a good game, which is a surprise. Kelsey didn't do shit. Addison was all right. Gainwell was fine. Dicker was incredible. And Cincinnati's defense was Cincinnati's defense. Josh Allen was Josh Allen. Dylan Sampson was okay in the small role he had. Honestly, he did really well for receptions there. I didn't expect that, in all honesty. Jordan Mason had a solid game. Darnell Mooney didn't do shit. Cooper Kupp didn't do a whole lot. Kyle Pitts, yeah, not great. Aaron Jones, not the best. Why did I say not great on Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts was phenomenal. I don't know why I said not great. My bad. Deebo Samuel was not great. But yeah, 31-0. That typically is what that means. Good kicking performance and solid defensive performance. Overall, yeah, both of these teams got what they want. We'll get to the rankings in the draft next up later on. But as far as the next game, we got Turd Ferguson versus Tank for Lemon or Boston. As you can tell, my mic is messed up. Just because I'm an idiot, I don't know where my mic is. I'll try to find it tomorrow. So at least we have it for Wednesday or Thursday's video. Not sure when I'm going to upload. Probably going to be Wednesday. But we'll see. As far as Turd Ferguson, Bo Nix had him a solid game. James Cook with not really a James Cook game, but a solid game at that. Jonathan Taylor wasn't Jonathan Taylor, but he was still fine. Nico Collins did his job. A.J. Brown did his job. Jake Ferguson had a good game. R.J. Harvey had a great game. Zach Ertz, rest up, man. It's tough to see. Kymie Fairbairn with an alright game, and Denver's defense was pretty good. Do they have another tight end? They could be in a bad situation. Oh. Terrence Ferguson's his tight end the rest of the year. Ouch. They just scored 45 points and he had one target. Ouch. All right. As far as Tank for Lemon or Boston, they got what they wanted. They wanted a loss. Love did his job. Neal had a good game. Woody Marks had a good game. Ladd didn't do shit, as we just watched. John Mechie didn't have an insane game, but he did all right. Dalton Kincaid did whatever. Alec Pierce did whatever. They both had solid games. Tajay, not great. Cam Little did his job, and Chicago's defense did not. And as far as Team IR versus Team Andy, yeah, Andy needed this win. Luckily for him, he didn't need it. Lamar Jackson had an actual good game for once. Same with Burrow. Both of them did great. Omarion Hampton did great, and Malik Davis made me laugh. Javonte Williams had a solid game. Devon Achane with a good game. Trey Tucker with a alright game, and Christian Watson with a phenomenal game. Egbuka didn't do a whole lot. CeeDee Lamb did a ton. Dallas Goedert had a good game. Mason Taylor actually didn't have a bad showing. As far as the flexes, both Jacoby Myers and Pittman did all right, and Hawkinson and Smith not great. Boswell did his job, and same with Prater. They didn't miss kicks, so they did that at least, right? And as far as the defense, is pretty mid for both sides there. As far as Kentucky Fried Pickles and Asheville Altitude, congratulations, Kentucky Fried Pickles. They are Week 14's winner of the $10. I'll write that later on. But as far as their matchup versus the Asheville Altitude, pretty much everybody did a good job. You got Jacoby Brissett who did good. You got Bucky Irving who did good. Saquon who did good. Puka who did incredible. Pickens did all right. Colby Parkinson did his job. DK Metcalf did real well. Malik Washington actually didn't do a whole lot. Cairo Santos did good, and Minnesota's defense did a great job. Asheville Altitude, though. Rams, Stafford, Stafford sim. Henry did solid. Chase Brown did good. Chase did good. Higgins, Bowers, good. Chris Rodriguez, interesting. Michael Wilson, holy fuck, I did not realize Michael Wilson was the highest scorer for wide receivers. And probably running backs, too, because, well, I think Gibbs only had 37 on the dot. Damn, good week for Michael Wilson. He's turning out to be a perfect guy there whenever fucking Marvin's hurt. So, good thing me and fucking Brian don't have him anymore. Chase McLaughlin, solid game. And defense for the Rams, not too great. They were without Drake May, so I'm not too surprised. All right, on to the biggest game of the week. Steel Curtain versus Quinnen out. Winner is in, and the loser, they are out. Quinnen out is out. I'll give you that. Patrick Mahomes didn't do great. Dak did great, but that didn't matter because Travis Etienne did his job and Genty basically did not. Swift and Kyron both did a good job. Rashee Rice was not Rashee Rice, but he was still solid. Both of the Detroit wide receivers were good. Devontae wasn't great. Trey McBride did his job for the most part. Brenton Strange, not so much. Judkins did all right. Tyler Warren did not. McLaurin didn't do great. Sutton did okay. McPherson and Baltimore's defense were the difference here. Yeah, kicker and defense just won this game. Yeah, defense wins championships, as we see here. Yeah, he got 45.6. Quinnen out got 4. Yeah, not comparable. Not a situation you wanted to be in. And then for the surprise of the week, Team Border Patrol beats Bishop Sycamore. Yeah, it's a wild situation out there. As far as his team, I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't do shit. David Montgomery did good. Bashal Tootin was in the negatives. Justin Jefferson didn't do shit. Waddle did good. Andrews didn't do shit. Shakir was okay. Yeah, it was Harold Fannin and Jake Bates and the defense that won this game. Yeah, essentially his 3 worst players basically won him the game. I mean, I'm basically counting everybody's kicker and defense as their 2 worst players, just because normally they're just an extra 10 to your lineup if you're lucky at each spot. And then you got Harold Fannin, who's listed as his flex too, but I would pretty much put him over Shakir at this point because Shakir is not him. And I'd also probably put him over Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews is over the hill and should have never got that extension. But that's just me. Neither here nor there. Kicker and defense didn't do a whole lot for Mo. Godwin did all right. Warren did all right. Schultz didn't do great. Olave didn't do great. JSN did his job. Hall didn't do great. Bijan wasn't Bijan. And Caleb Williams was just meh. And that's about it there. Let's get to the playoff bracket in draft order in just a second. All right, and we are on to the playoff bracket in draft order. Let's get into it. On the clock, selecting number 1, we got Tank for Love. They have completed the tank job. Their team sucks donkey dick, and they need love pretty badly, so you gotta respect it. Picking 2, you got the Tuggers. You look at the Tuggers, they like their running back course, so they don't necessarily need Jeremiah Love. So they're going to be picking 2 where they're going to be able to have the pick of a guy like Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, or Mekhi Lemon, and they get to pick the guy they want. They get to pick the guy to headline their wide receiver core for the future. And what they need is wide receivers, so they are pretty happy to be at that spot. At number 3, you got B-Palm. B-Palm, he tried to tank. Didn't work out last week. He got lucky because teams in behind him won that shouldn't have won. He got lucky. Drafting 4th, Team Border Patrol. Yeah, they won a game they should not have won, and it really costed them number 2. Team IR. Yeah, they're picking 5th. They won this week, and it really hurt their chances of picking in the top 3. Drafting 6, you got Quinnen out. Yeah, they miss out on the playoffs, so they're going to be stuck at 6. Not exactly what they wanted, but hey, at least they're drafted in the top half. At number 6, the 6th seed is Andy. Andy will be the 6th seed. Also, as far as picks 7 and 8, those are projected to go to expansion teams, so we'll talk about that later on in the future. But the 6th seed is Andy. Found his way to sneak into the playoffs. Found his way in. That's all that matters. The 5 seed is the Asheville Altitude. Yeah, Altitude, they get in, but they had a good week, but they took a loss. Just tough situation there. The 4 seed is the Steel Curtain. They're going to be in. They're pretty happy about that, I feel like. They've had a very good end of the season, and they find themselves into the playoff spot, and they will host game one. The 3 seed is Bishop Sycamore. Yeah, they were the 1 seed, and they dropped all the way to 3. They are probably pissed. At the 2 seed, you got Kentucky Fried Pickens. Yeah, I said the thing last weekend, or I think it was Thursday. I said a thing called Kentucky Fried Pickens is going to be a hard situation to get a bye. Well, they did it. Yeah, it happened. They outscored Mo on the season and found a way to get in. Impressive. It happened. You gotta respect it. And they earned the $10 this week. They found the way to do it with their bucket playing. And the 1 seed is Turd Ferguson. They will host the playoffs all the way through. Yeah, the Turd Ferguson's earned it. They've had some tough situations this season. I mean, they've had some situations where I think they were like 3-5 at one point with like a high scoring. They found a way to get in. They're gonna be a tough out. I can tell you that much. Turd Ferguson is an incredible organization, and you gotta respect it. And these are the playoff matchups. You got 5 seed Asheville Altitude heading to the Steel Curtain. And then you have 6 seed Andy heading to face 3 seed Bishop Sycamore. That is your matchups. That's about it for the Get Some episode 4. We will see y'all in the next one. See ya and goodbye.